Hey there, toy collector friends and Bat fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Triple TC, and that's short for Time Traveling Toy Collector, but you probably know that considering you've already clicked on this video. Today, we are looking at the latest entry into my Automobilia collection series. It's a focus on the various Bat vehicles, Bat boats, Bat bikes, Bat planes, Bat copters, and of course, Batmobiles. As seen in the extended DC Batman universe. Today we're looking at an entry from Detective Comics issue 456, and it is this iteration of the Batmobile. We're going to get this case off shortly, but just before we do that, it would be great if you could like the video. That really helps boost it. Thank you for coming along, but if you could like it, that would be even more amazing. And if you haven't already, then if you could drop a totally free subscription to the channel, that would be super immense, because it will really help me get to my next subscriber milestone, which is, again, really a personal target, but really huge, and it helps show support for the channel and my content here. Similarly, if you want to see some additional Bat stuff and other franchise toys and collectible stuff, do check out my free tier over on Patreon. The description will be the description. The link will be in the description down below somewhere, or wherever the description is. Could be anywhere. Wherever it is, there's a link in there to my free Patreon. Check it out. There might be stuff in there that you're interested in. But no worries if not. I'm just glad you're here. And as we're here, let's get on with the main event, which is looking at this version of the Batmobile. So, first off, let's get a look at it in situ. So it is Detective Comics 456. So it's one of their more generalistic issues, and you can see we have a very sports car-esque design for this particular Batmobile, but it is open, so we can see inside. And my goodness me, when we get the case off, there's a lot to look at inside, and I'll see if people think what I think when I look at this particular version of the Batmobile. Now, as you can see, there's some action on the bridge there, which is what we're seeing as the lenticular backdrop, and it looks a bit like the Batmobile has drawn across the bridge by way of trying to stop some of the shenanigans that are going on. The best thing for us to do, though, at this point, I think, is to take the lid off so we can see everything as we need to up close. As you can see, as with most of these, it's screwed into place, so there's no risk of the vehicle falling off and rolling off. It's very securely held. So let's pop this down here. Let's get this case off, and let's make a start. There we go. Let's make a start by looking at the lenticular backdrop. And as you can see, this does look like it's been lifted straight from the pages of Detective Comics. And it looks like we've got some villainous types here opening fire on the Batmobile. Let's hope it's the Batmobile and not some other folk. Bit of a problem if it is, though, because as we've noticed, the Batmobile doesn't seem to have a roof, so probably quite easy for them to get hold of whoever's sitting in it. So we've got a taxi, Gotham City taxi, little lovely green van there, and this bruiser of a vehicle where we've got some gunmen opening fire. So really, actually, it's quite a nice and very well detailed. And again, it's not too complex, but it is very nice. We do get a sense of depth thanks to the lenticular nature of the insert, but it doesn't really lend that much to it. But it's there, and it does give it that slight sense of movement and shenanigans. So yeah, great addition. But let's get on to the main event, and the main event, of course, is this iteration of the Batmobile. And already we can see that it comes in a far more traditional than some of the blue ones. Well, I think it's traditional anyway. You could have a different view to that, but this beautiful black iteration of the Batmobile, there's some lovely lineage on here. I mean, you can just see this screams speed and maneuverability to me. It really does. Before we get into the car itself, looking at the base upon which it is displayed, there's not a lot. There's no additional info or backdrop or stuff. It is literally just designed to be a continuation of that bridge deco, which is fine, but it's the bridge deco that is appearing on the lenticular backdrop. So, yep, that's what we're looking at. We're just looking at the ground of the bridge, but that works for me. So yeah, very nice, very shiny. I keep thinking that there's like little white things on it, but I think it's just the flakes, sort of the shiny flakes of the paintwork. So let's do a little tour of this Batmobile. We've got some lovely, nicely raised up wheel arches here, which is a nice line that follows through. The wheel trims themselves are nicely pulled out in silver. That's very beautifully done. We've got some mirrors there on the side of the door. We'll do the interior shortly. Again, like some other Bat vehicles that are lifted from the pages of Batmobiles, of Batman comics of various iterations, there isn't a huge lot of additional surface mechanical detailing, but I think that's fine because it's capturing the sense and the dynamism of the Bat vehicles as they would have appeared on the page. So when we get to the back, we can see there's I don't know if that's supposed to suggest a rear mirror, a rear window, but if it is, then all I'm seeing is just a blank panel. There's almost a suggestion that there's an insert there or a sticker of some description, but it's not really giving us anything, nor is it replicated on the interior. So I'm not too sure what the thinking is there. We do have this lovely rear section, however, where you've got that almost bat cape spoiler there that presumably is actually quite aerodynamic because it allows the air to flow over and flow through. We've got, as we move around, dual exhaust and some red translucent plastic pulling out the rear lights. This side of the Batmobile pretty much replicates what we've already seen around the other side. So coming to the front, we'll do a top to toe, and then we can see the headlights there pulled out in some nice translucent plastic. Very, very nicely done. Perhaps one of the most traditional and most easily recognized bat symbols of all resides very, very large bat symbol. One of the largest, I think, on a basic Batmobile. Not that I'm saying this is basic, but in a sort of standard bat vehicle, that's a very large and very prominent bat symbol. Then we move along, we've got the translucent windshield there, and then we move across to the interior of the Batmobile, and this is where things get really interesting, I think. So it's a two-seater, and there's some lovely, very well detailed tech there on the sort of the armrest area, sort of the column that divides the seating between the passenger side and the driver's side. And it's nicely pulled out in this model with buttons and lights and so on and so forth. So I think that's really, really good. Then we move into the cab itself, and this is where I'm going to try and zoom in a bit more, because this is where I have a real specific view of this, because to me this looks like the inside of KITT, you know, the Knight Industries 2000. This is Knight Rider territory, even down to the design of the steering column and the steering wheel. So we've actually got this section that folds around and it sort of encapsulates the Batman as he's driving. And there's the two monitors there. There's the speedo. I mean, the speedo has a digital readout and that sort of LED kind of, this is how fast you're accelerating kind of thing. There's even that section at the front there which looks like it's got that bit that KITT has where it illuminates when he's speaking, and there's the sort of different lights either side that says oil and pursuit and all the rest of it. So this, to me, it looks like a real homage to the Knight Industries 2000. There's further control columns down there, as you can see on either side of the steering column. It's just really well done. Now, I'm probably displaying a degree of ignorance here because I'm not very familiar with a lot of the Batman comics. But please let me know, if you are, in the comments, whether or not this is deliberately homaging, or is there a crossover or something with Batman and Knight Rider, because there's no way this is an accident. This is very obviously an homage to KITT. But is it an homage to KITT, or is there some sort of crossover with Knight Industries? If you know the answer to that, please let me know in the comments down below. And then on the other side where the poor passenger sits, there's just the glove box, so there's not a huge amount to get terribly excited about. But I really love that interior. I think it's fantastic. And then, as we've already seen, we've got that sort of rear section. Oops, don't know why we're losing focus. The rear section of the car there. Right, so let's pop that back there. Try and keep it as in frame as possible, because I do think it's a beautiful design. I'm not missing anything on the front, there's no sort of suggestion that there's that front scanner. There's not, is there? So, because that would have been a real giveaway that there was going to be a link to KITT. But maybe it's some sort of Dark Knight Industries 2000, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's, as I say, if you know, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd be fascinated, because I think it's just so obviously, to me, it's so obviously an homage, or a knockoff, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, please let me know. But yeah, that's the Batmobile. That's a little tour of the Batmobile as it appears in the Batman Automobilia collection from Hero Collector from back in the day. If you've got a particular favourite Bat vehicle, whether it's land, sea or air, that was released within the range, there was 80 in total, and a few special editions as well. And it doesn't appear in the Batman Automobilia playlist, so check the playlist out. But if it's not in there, and you know it was released as part of this set, do let me know, and why it is you'd like to have a look at it. Is it because it's one you never had chance to get yourself? Is it one you've heard about but never seen? Whatever the reason is, just let me know. It's not going to make a difference to me playing it. If I've got it, I will come and find it. So I can share with viewers why you've chosen it, and I'll bring that up the shooting and the recording list. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts on this particular vehicle. I think it's a really interesting interior design, and I really do love the sleek exterior as well. It's really great. I really love it. So thank you for joining me for the sort of last 13 minutes or so. You've been a fantastic audience. I've loved having you listening along and looking with me. I've been the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector, and this has been the Batmobile as it appeared in Detective Comics 456. And it just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.